Okay, so let's dive into this whole AI thing.
Sounds good.
And we're going to be talking about your ebook, Unlocking AI, The Art of Crafting Perfect Prompts, right?
That's right.
And it seems like everyone's talking about these AI tools like ChatGPT.
Yeah, it's really changing things.
It's crazy how it's changed, like how we work and learn,
Yeah,
even how we get creative, you know?
absolutely.
But like, it's not just about using these tools, is it?
No, not at all. It's about really mastering them.
So how do we do that?
That's where prompts come in.
Prompts, okay.
It's like, you've got this incredibly powerful engine, right?
Right.
But without the right steering wheel, you're just going to go around in circles.
You're not going to get anywhere.
Exactly. So prompts are how we tell the AI what we want it to
We'll
do.
give it direction.
We give it purpose.
So we're kind of like, we're not just letting the AI take over.
No?
We're learning how to guide it. Okay, so I think before we go any further, for those who are maybe, still getting familiar with AI,
Yeah.
what is AI? Like, in a nutshell.
So AI, or artificial intelligence, it's really all about creating machines that can mimic human intelligence.
So like a computer that can understand your questions,
Exactly.
analyze information, and even like generate creative text.
That's right. That's AI in action.
So it's learning to think like us.
Yeah, in a way.
That's pretty wild.
It is.
Kind of scary too.
Yeah, it can be a little daunting.
But how does it understand what we're even asking?
Right.
Like it can't read our minds, can it?
Not yet, at least. The key is something called natural language processing, NLP.
Okay.
This is how AI breaks down human language, the words, the grammar, the context, to make sense of what we're saying.
I see.
And then there's machine learning, or ML.
Right.
And this is where AI actually learns from massive amounts of data
Okay.
to predict and generate responses. That actually makes sense.
So it's like a student that's constantly learning.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And the more we teach it, like through this data,
Right.
the better it gets at understanding what we want and giving us what we need.
Exactly.
So that brings us back to these prompts. It's like we're not just giving commands.
No.
We're actually having a conversation with the AI.
We are. It's a dialogue.
That's really interesting.
So think of it this way. Like, you wouldn't walk into a restaurant and just say, give me food.
Right.
You'd be a little more specific.
Yeah, you'd say, I want a burger.
Exactly. You'd say what you want, how you want it cooked, maybe if you have any dietary preferences.
Oh, right.
Prompts are like that detailed order.
Yeah.
Making sure that the AI chef, so to speak, prepares exactly what you have in mind.
Okay, I'm starting to get it.
Good, good.
So a well-crafted prompt is kind of like a recipe.
It is, yeah. A recipe for AI success.
But what makes a prompt really good?
Well, clarity and specificity are crucial. AI, it thrives on details.
Details, okay.
So instead of saying something vague like, write about productivity,
Right.
a better prompt would be, write a blog post with 5 actionable tips for improving productivity while working from home.
That's much more specific.
Right. You're telling the AI exactly what you want, the format, the length, the topic, even the audience, who are you writing this for?
So it's all about being super clear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Leaving no room for ambiguity.
Okay, got it.
And don't underestimate the power of context.
Context.
Yeah. For example, instead of just saying, summarize this article,
Right.
you could say, summarize this news article about AI advancements in healthcare, focusing on the ethical implications.
So we're giving it more information.
You are. Adding context, it helps the AI grasp the nuances.
Okay, so the AI kind of knows what we're thinking a little better.
Yeah, it gets the bigger picture.
So what else can we do to make our prompts even better?
Well, sometimes you need to break down complex requests into smaller chunks. It's like building a house.
Right.
You don't try to do everything at once.
You don't just build the whole thing in one go.
Exactly. You approach it step by step. So if you have a multifaceted task,
Yeah.
give the AI clear instructions for each stage.
Break it down.
Break it down. Exactly.
Okay, so we're kind of guiding it through the process.
You're the architect.
Okay, that makes sense. Any other tips we can use to kind of boost our prompt game?
Yeah, don't forget about examples.
Examples.
Including examples in your prompts, it can be super helpful, especially for creative tasks.
Okay.
Let's say you want the AI to generate catchy slogans for a new fitness app, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You could include a few examples of existing slogans,
I see.
set the tone and style you're looking for.
So we're showing the AI like what we want.
You're giving it a model.
That's smart.
So it's not just starting from scratch.
Okay. Now, what about some common mistakes?
Mistakes.
Yeah, that people make with these prompts.
Yeah.
Things that we should try to avoid.
Yeah, one of the biggest mistakes is being too vague.
Vague,
The
okay.
prompt like, tell me about AI.
Right.
It's way too broad.
Okay.
You probably get pretty generic information.
Surface level.
Surface level, exactly. You need to be more specific, like, explain how AI is being used to personalize learning experiences in online education platforms.
That's a lot more specific.
It is. The AI needs those specifics.
And give us what we actually want.
Exactly. What are some other common slip-ups?
Slip-ups, okay.
Another frequent mistake is forgetting to provide context.
Oh, context.
Yeah, a prompt like, write a summary,
Right.
is practically useless without saying what to summarize.
Oh, yeah.
The length, the level of detail.
Like, how long should it be?
Right, exactly. So instead, try something like, write a 200-word summary of this scientific paper about the impact of social media on mental health, highlighting the key findings.
Right.
Give it the specifics.
That makes a lot more sense.
It does. Context is key.
Yeah, like if you're trying to navigate a new city without a map,
Yeah.
you might get there eventually,
You might.
but it's going to be a lot easier if you know where you're going.
Absolutely.
So any other pitfalls we should watch out for?
A lot of people overload the AI with too much information or conflicting instructions.
Okay.
It's like asking a chef to make a dish that's, both sweet and savory and spicy and mild.
They're not going to know what to do.
Right. It'll get confusing.
They're going to be confused.
The result won't be what you expected.
They're going to be a mess.
Right, exactly.
So we need to keep it clear and concise.
Yeah. Break things down if you need to.
Don't overwhelm it.
Don't overwhelm the AI, exactly.
And lastly,
don't forget tone and style.
okay.
If you don't specify these,
Okay.
the AI might give you something that's totally wrong for what you need.
Oh, okay.
For instance, asking for a funny and engaging Instagram caption about the benefits of meditation will get you a very different result than asking for a formal and informative blog post about meditation techniques.
Right. It's going to sound completely different.
Completely, dude.
This is really helpful. I had no idea there was so much to think about
There's a lot of nuance to it.
with these prompts. Yeah, it's like a whole new language.
It is. It's the language of AI.
Okay. But I'm starting to feel a little bit more confident about using it.
Good.
But before we go any further,
Yeah.
into the more advanced stuff.
The really cool stuff.
Yeah, let's take a quick break.
Sounds good.
We'll come back and explore those advanced techniques and see how we can really level up our AI game.
All right. So are you ready to dive into some of these advanced prompting techniques?
Yeah, let's get into it. What kind of techniques are we talking about here?
Well, let's start with something called role-playing prompts.
Role-playing prompts, okay.
This is where you actually put the AI into a specific role
Oh, interesting.
to get more tailored results.
So instead of just asking it for information, we're giving it like a persona
Exactly.
to embody.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what would that look like?
So imagine you're struggling to come up with a unique marketing strategy
Right.
for your small business, right?
Yeah.
Instead of asking the AI for, just generic advice,
Yeah.
you could say, you are a marketing consultant specializing in innovative campaigns for small businesses.
Huh?
Create a detailed plan to launch a new product focusing on social media engagement and community building.
Wow, that's really specific.
It is.
It's like we're hiring a virtual expert
You
to
are.
help us out. That's cool.
Yeah. So another fascinating technique is chain of thought prompting.
Chain of thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where you essentially ask the AI to show its work, so to speak.
Okay.
Explain its reasoning step by step.
So it's not just giving us the answer.
Yeah.
It's telling us how it got there.
Exactly.
Why is that helpful?
Well, it's incredibly useful for understanding the AI's logic.
And making sure that it aligns with, what you're expecting.
Right.
For example, if you're asking the AI to, let's say, write a persuasive speech,
Okay.
you could say, write a speech convincing people to adopt a plant-based diet. First, outline the main arguments. Then provide supporting evidence for each point. Finally, craft a compelling conclusion that inspires action.
So we're kind of breaking it down
You are.
for the AI.
Yeah,
We can see how it's thinking.
exactly.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah. So another technique is iterative prompts.
Iterative.
This technique is all about building on previous responses
Okay.
to refine the output. Get closer and closer to what you're envisioning.
So it's like having a conversation
Yeah.
back and forth.
It is. Like, let's say you're writing a children's story.
Okay.
You could start by prompting the AI to create a list of, whimsical characters.
Right.
Then you could select the character that you like the best.
Yep.
And ask the AI to develop their backstory, their personality traits, their motivations. You can keep refining each element until you have, a character that you absolutely love.
That's really cool. So we're collaborating
Yeah.
with the AI,
You are. You're using its creative power.
but we're still in control.
You're the director.
Okay, that's really neat. Are there any other techniques that we should be aware of?
Yeah, the last one we'll cover is conditional prompting.
Conditional prompting.
This is where you set specific conditions for how the AI should respond,
Okay.
tailoring the output to, different scenarios or preferences.
So, what would be an example of that?
Imagine you're creating an educational chatbot for students,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Learning about history.
Okay.
You could use conditional prompts to tailor the chatbot's responses based on the student's age,
Right.
their level of understanding.
So, if they're younger, it would be simpler.
Exactly.
And if they're older, it would be more complex.
Yeah. For instance, if the student is in elementary school,
Right.
the chatbot might provide simple explanations and, visuals.
Okay.
But if the student's in high school, the chatbot could offer more in-depth analysis and even primary source material.
Wow. So it's like we're personalizing
Exactly.
the learning experience.
You are.
That's really powerful.
It is. These techniques really showcase the potential of AI.
Yeah, it's amazing what we can do with it.
It is. And the best part is, these techniques aren't just for, tech experts. Anyone can learn to use them.
With a little practice.
A little creativity.
Yeah. Your ebook does a great job of explaining all of this
Well, thank you.
and making it easy to understand.
I appreciate that.
Now, I'm curious to see how these techniques are being used in the real world.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any examples of, people using prompts to achieve amazing results?
Absolutely. I've seen people use prompts to do everything from generating personalized fitness plans and meal recommendations. Wow.
To composing music and even writing screenplays.
Really? That's incredible. Can you share a specific example?
Yeah, sure. So I recently heard about a group of researchers who were using AI to analyze historical documents,
Oh, wow.
trying to uncover hidden patterns and insights.
That's fascinating. What kind of documents were they looking at?
They were studying a collection of letters written by soldiers during World War II,
Oh, wow.
hoping to gain, a deeper understanding of their experiences
Okay.
and the emotional toll of war.
That's heavy.
It is. So how did they use prompts to navigate such a, massive data set?
Well, they started with, kind of broad prompts like analyze the sentiment expressed in these letters
Okay.
or identify common themes and topics discussed by the soldiers.
Right, so just kind of getting a general sense of things.
Exactly. But as they went deeper, they started using, more targeted prompts
Ah.
like analyze the letters written by soldiers in specific units.
Oh, I see.
Or compare the sentiment expressed in letters written during combat versus those written, during periods of rest and recuperation.
Wow, so they were really able to fine-tune their research.
They were using the prompts to guide the AI.
So they could really zero in on what they were looking for.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And the AI was able to process so much information
Right,
so quickly. But it was the researchers, with their prompts
right.
that were really the key to unlocking those insights.
So it's really about that collaboration
It is.
between human and machine.
It's not about replacing humans.
Right.
It's about, augmenting their abilities, empowering them.
That's a great way to put it.
And that's what I find so exciting about AI.
Yeah.
It's this, this partnership between humans and machines.
To solve problems.
Yeah, unlock creativity.
To do things we never thought possible.
Absolutely.
Well, your ebook, Unlocking AI, The Art of Crafting Perfect Prompts.
Yes.
It's been incredibly helpful.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you found it useful.
It really sheds light on this whole world of AI.
And, this is just the beginning.
Right.
AI is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And the possibilities, for using prompts,
Yeah.
they're only going to grow. That's exciting.
It is. It is a very exciting time.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a real eye-opener.
It's been my pleasure.
And to all of our listeners out there, I encourage you, don't be afraid of AI.
Yeah. Embrace it.
Embrace it. Learn how to use it. Learn about prompts.
Experiment.
And experiment. You might be surprised at what you can achieve.
You will be. It's really quite remarkable.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.